Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another review. And today we're taking a look at something a little bit older, but uh, I got a little story behind it. And this is the Transformers Generation Selects DK3 Breaker. Now, this figure, as I just said, has been out for a while. And this is an homage not only to Diaclone, but to the very, very early Hair's Breadth Away pre Transformers line, Diacron, that Takara released like in 82, 83, right before they partnered with Hasbro on Transformers. Diacron was a Toys R Us exclusive line, so that if you grew up with maybe a black Ironhide or a bluish looking Trailbreaker that came with pilot figures, you didn't have a Transformer, you had a Diacron figure. Um, Now, the reason we're looking at this now is to basically talk to you guys about this website I found called Kids Warehouse. Someone shared the link on Twitter, and they were having deep discounts and are still having deep discounts on not just Transformers, but a lot of figures. For example, Breaker here was actually originally like $25. I paid around 13 for it before shipping and tax. They're having deals like the Target exclusive Tiger GI Joe classified Tiger Force Duke and Ram cycle. That was a $50 set. I know because I paid that much. And it's going for about $15. I don't know if it's like 15 or 20. They don't have a lot, but what they have are decent. They have for decent prices. So definitely, it's kidswarehouse.com. Check them out. They do have small selection of Transformers, small selection of GI Joe, small selection of Masters of the Universe. I forgot to check Marvel Legends, but I would be surprised to see what they have there too. Now, with that being said, the discussion that's been going on lately about all the crazy deals on Transformers, G.I. Joe, Star Wars that have been found at like closeout stores like Ollie's and Ross, that's for another time. I'm just here to share the deals with you and stuff like that. So what I now, unfortunately, the original release of this as Trailbreaker few years old. I don't the figure is packed away. I don't have access to it to do a proper comparison. But what I can tell you is this figure is it's a straight repaint, no new parts, not even a different head, uh, just like the original toy. The joints are just as good and solid. The only thing that might be an issue are the knees here. The legs for the transformation are supposed to peg into the shin, and it's really more like they sit there. Now that's very possible. That's how it was on the original figure. It's been a while since I've handled it. But what's also cool is since this really isn't a transformer, you can have some fun like giving the breaker the shield accessory, which of course can still store on the back. So we'll get to that in just a second. We'll pause and then come back. And since we did the last time we did vehicle to robot, we'll do the transformation robot to vehicle. Okay, well, to really start the transformation, you want to bring the figure back to a neutral position. And if you are using the roof as a shield, just come back here and slide it back onto the tab and close the panel up. Next, what you want to do is remove the handgun, just like so. And again, with this being like an Earthrise figure, you do have all the ports and stuff. You can store this wherever. First thing you want to do is come around to the back, open it up, flip in the hologram generator and shoulder laser, close this back up, and then detach it. And basically, what you want to do is straighten it out so it's out back, straight out like that. They actually show this as having the bar angling down a little. Uh, and then what you're basically doing is making it square. You really want to fold it out like that. Next, what you want to do is rotate the arms inward. Hopefully, I'm doing this right. I always forget if it's inward or outward. Rotate them up over the figure's head, bend the elbows slightly, and then rotate them forward on the shoulder joint. You're going to rotate, obviously, the panels too. And then flip out the chest there, fold up the head, and then proceed to fold the arms down into place. And then what you'll do is this will help you readjust the panel here to get it into position. There are tabs on the edge of the arm wings that will tab into the back of that panel, and it will close up like this. Next, what you can do, I guess, is you can, well, you know what, don't bring that down just yet. We're going to do a little extra stuff here. Since we're on facing the rear of the figure, you want to fold up the legs. There is a tab there that the feet will peg into the back of the ankle. Make sure you're bending the transformation joint and not the knee. Once that is done, fold everything up, and basically there are slots on the inside of the shin there that will fold into the backpack, that will peg into the backpack. And then there are little tabs on what were the door wings that will peg into the side ports there on the arm. Fold the arms on the legs. Fold the arms up from the front. Bring this panel down, and then just what you want to do is close that up, and then it'll sit. Should sit. Wonder what's going on here. Why it's not closing properly. Uh, oh, there we go. And then push the arms up slightly. They will. It will sit up in grooves under the roof. And there you have. Oh, and then peg the weapon on top there. Peg it into the wheels. And there you have Breaker in its hatchback mode. I don't know if it's not a hatchback, but like a little camper trailer. I think it was a Toyota 4-wheel drive. A little disappointed they put the Autobot logo on, since the Diachron figures were not Autobot or Decepticon, but I understand why they did that. Would I have liked to have seen the inclusion of the radar dish from that accessory pack? Yes, but I can understand why they didn't include it, because it's gang molded to a lot of things. And then getting this figure for as cheap as I did, I don't miss it as much if I had paid full price. So we'll pause and we will come back with my final thoughts. If we're going to be honest, these Diaclone repaints have not been selling as well as I think Hasbro expected. Now, of course, that's because they started off with Sideswipe and then a 2-pack of Sunstreaker, which at that point, Sideswipe that was like what, the fourth use of the mold? And Sunstreaker had proven to be somewhat difficult to find at retail, so that while people appreciated getting it as a white police car and a red sports car, they wanted it in that original yellow. Breaker is very nice. There is also the companion one of a red hoist. I don't remember what the hoist was called, but that one I haven't seen go on that deep clearance yet. So if I do, I might pick it up just to go with this. But it's a fun alternative. Really, the only reason I had my eye on this set was because I like this shade of blue, which is really like a bluish green. So it really vibes with me. Those of you who maybe collect the older car robots figures will be very into this because if I remember, the um, blue Trailbreaker, the original blue Trailbreaker, was part of an exclusive set that maybe was only released in Italy. So in a way, getting this, you're kind of getting uh, an update to a very rare exclusive. So I think that's cool. Again, I got this figure from Kids Warehouse. It's Kids Warehouse or Children's Warehouse. I think it's Kids Warehouse. Definitely check them out, especially if you're like me and don't have an Ollie's and Ross in your area, so you can maybe take a little advantage of some of those great deals. But that's about it for the review. If you like this review, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. Now more than ever, your support really does help with the algorithms in promoting my channel. Um, if you want to make like an ultimate sign of support, I do have a Patreon. It is www.patreon.com/chuckdog1999. All I ask for is $1 a month, $12 a year. You know the whole spiel. But as I always say, if you can't swing it, it's all good. Your views are more than thanks enough. Patreon is just a cherry on top of an already generous Sunday. So once again, this is your old pal Chuck for DK3 Breaker. We will see you next time.